Hi friends, welcome back or to the channel. My name's Jesse. You know the drill, Cadillacs, Rod Customs, all the shit. So, I'm completely done beating my head against the wall with this fueling issue. I am not convinced that it's a fuel issue. As I said before, I've put about 20 miles on this truck since I put it together, and it's found the spark plugs twice in that 20 miles. I don't think it's overfueling. I think it's not getting enough spark because I put a cheap Chinese eBay distributors and coil combo together because at the time I didn't want to pay for a factory GM distributor because I'm stupid and cheap. But this is a lesson. Don't buy cheap shit. You know, the $30 that I saved has cost me all this headache and all this bullshit, I think. So, talking to some other car guys I know, we've kind of come up with, you know, if the plugs aren't, if the distributor's not delivering enough spark and the plugs aren't burning hot enough to efficiently burn the fuel, it's going to run rich as hell. And nothing you do is going to change it because it's not producing enough spark to burn the fuel. So, plus, I haven't been able to time it ever since I put it together. Like my timing lights just don't work, and one of them's brand new. So I've never been able to put a timing light on this truck, which should have been a pretty good giveaway that I'm not producing very much spark, but I'm, again, kind of stupid. So here, I'm hoping is my solution. Brand new rotor, control modules in there. Also, warranty void if removed. So you're not supposed to take your control module out, apparently. You're supposed to just, if anything bad happens, I guess you're supposed to just take the whole distributor out? I don't know. Probably should have unplugged that deal before I jerked this thing off, huh? Sorry, that was inappropriate. Not jerk the thing off. Before I took the lid off of this unit. Is that better? So it turns out it is complete. Control module and everything's in there. So let's go out there, and what I'll do is I'll start by putting the engine on number 1 top dead center on the compression stroke, which I'm sure most of you know how to do, but I'll kind of run you through it anyway, the basics. Okay, first things first. Well, after you disconnect your negative battery terminal, but get your number 1 cylinder out, number 1 spark plug out. You know what I mean. Then set it to the side. Put your bolt. This would be so much easier if this truck wasn't so close to the damn ground. Do the lowrider, they said. This part's kind of uncomfortable for me. Because again, lowrider, put your finger on the end of the spark plug hole here. Is it'll push air through that spark plug hole as it's building compression. Compression right there. Now, hear it? Now once it stops pushing air, like there, stop. Because what it does is that piston comes all the way up to the top, and then it kind of dwells there for a second in the rotation, and then it starts back down. You want to catch it, not when it stops, but as it's dwelling, stop it right there. I have an inline spark tester, and I did test this thing for spark, and it gets spark. It's just not real bright like it's supposed to be. But then again, neither am I. So if I was bright like I'm supposed to be, I wouldn't be trying to fix a carbureted small block when I have a perfectly good LS, 15 feet away. But now that we're to this point, that bolt right there, I need to take loose. Actually, yeah, I'll take it all the way out, and I'll take the hold down all the way off. And then I have to mark all of my wires. Though I know the firing order, it's just easier for me right now to go ahead and just put a number on the top of them. That way it's going to be less time when I go to put this thing back together with the new distributor. So that one I don't have to mark, but it's 1-8-4-3-6-5-7-2. And if I remember right, Chevy spins clockwise. So yeah, 1-8-4-3-6-5-7-2 should be. So I'm gonna get these marked. I take that bolt loose and get the hold down out of the way, and we'll be back. Now you can see they're all numbered 1-8-4-3-6-5-7-2. That is the Chevy firing order, and it does run clockwise. The center one just goes to the coil, so it doesn't matter. Now, my hold down bolt, if I remember right, is a 9/16. So I'm gonna grab a 9/16 and pop that thing loose, pull all the plug wires off the top, and be ready to go. So when I built this motor, or built this truck and the front suspension and everything, I moved my cradle, my suspension cradle, forward 1 inch. Then I drilled the motor mounts forward 1 inch as well. So got plenty of clearance here. I mean, watch, I can put a box end wrench and still have, what is that, 1 inch against the firewall. So I'm not stupid all the time, just most. I moved the cross member forward, I think it was 1.5 inches, because I wanted to center the wheel in the fender. Because if you've done any research into these trucks, when people slam them down, the front wheel sits back enough that if you know what to look for, it's goofy as hell. I wanted my wheel centered, and with the 22s on, they're not on right now, but with the 22s on, you can definitely tell that I've pushed it forward. When you look at other people's first gen C10s on 22s, you can tell the difference. So in hindsight, I probably didn't have to move the motor forward, but I don't regret that I did, because I've got room for days behind that distributor. Even with the big ass GM HEI, I'm still gonna have a gang of room. So that's one of those things. When I told you guys I wish I would have started my channel sooner and put this build on the channel, because I did all kinds of cool stuff like that, just weird little tricks. But I'm gonna get back to work. Also, I do want to pull this cap before I pull the distributor, because that right there is number 1. You can see I put a paint mark on it. I want to see where the rotor's at. See? Pointing dead on number 1. So my timing is dead nuts. Was dead nuts. It's fine. But now I gotta pull that there and get that distributor out of there. Let's go for the money shot here and pull out. Oh, she's oily. It doesn't really matter where you start your rotation for your plug wires, but for the position of the vacuum advance in the motor, I'm going to say this one right here should be my number 1. a little bit before. That way, the angle of these teeth, when it drops into the oil pump drive, bloop, it should go right to number 1. Or close enough that I can, you know, turn the cap and get her to line up. Now, because you have that little keyway in there, is the same shape as your oil pump drive, or the counterpart to your oil pump drive inside the motor. So if this doesn't line up, no matter what you do, you're not going to be able to get your gears to spline in, and your distributor's never going to lock all the way down. It's always going to sit about that far out. So if this doesn't line up, I've had this problem in the past. If this doesn't line up, just take you a big flathead screwdriver and drop it down in that hole and turn your oil pump just a little bit. Set this back down in. It's kind of a long, tedious process, but just the way she's got to go, you know what I mean? There. Now, let's see how good that thing actually works. Make sure you leave that gasket on there too. Nothing really? No. There she goes. No. It's not down all the way. I mean, it feels like it's locked in, but you guys can see that gap right there. I don't know if that means that I'm off. So let's try to roll it back a little bit. See, same gap. This is what I was talking about with the oil pump drive. Just keep rolling this thing around. See right there how far off we are? I could. No, I can't. So now this is exactly what I was talking about. My number 1 is supposed to be right here, but my rotor's clear the hell back here. So now I'm going to have to rotate that oil pump drive just a little bit clockwise until we get it over here. Or straight down. Don't think that that's it right there. I think that turn right there might have been enough. I was just cramming it way down past the oil pump gear. Oopsie poopsie. Rotate this guy. Oh, my Lanta. We can go right there for the number 1. See, our gap down there is gone. Sheesh. We got her, Potter. Lock her down her thing. Back down on there. And try to not drop my damn bolt, because if it goes down over that bale housing and under the truck, it's gone forever. You want it tight, but not like, you want it tight enough that it's going to hold its position while you're screwing around and stuff, but not so tight that you can't adjust it. Let's see. Yeah, like that. There's a little bit of fight in it, but not a ton. That's perfect. Now, reassembly is the exact opposite of disassembly. I'm going to set the cap back down on, lock it down, put all the spark plug wires back on. Then I have to fix these 2 wires because I put these eyelets on it for the old coil. These eyelets here. And I just have to change those over to spade connectors. But that's easy peasy. So I'm going to do that. And again, I'll be right back. Put our caps back on here. 1. Let's see. Get this one. 8. Four. This one here. 2. Why's my 3 clear the hell over there? 6. 5. I'm gonna have to get rid of that clamp. No big deal. We can just move it down a little bit though. I'm not getting rid of it completely. Just gonna move it a little bit. In the world. Oh. Remember that joke I made about them things being stuck down there forever? Pretty sure that thing's stuck down there forever now. Yep, that one is. 6. There's 5. Here's 7. Ellie. My belly. Okay, let's see. Now, bring number 3 here. Like that. Here, put them back on. Here you go. What are you doing today?
I played with my friends.
Okay.
Well, I came up from the
Real question. Do you think all the stuff I just did to that truck is going to make it start?
Please.
I say the same thing. I say please. I'm hoping that you hope that it does.
I do.
Okay. So that was not the problem apparently. So what I've done here, pulled all the plugs out, fuel on them because they're not firing. So I'm just checking the gaps on them. Also, I'm going to get in and just crank on it for a second to kind of blow all the gas out of the cylinders. Okay, and we're back yet again with more bullshit, more nonsense, whatever you want to call it. Pulled all the plugs out. They were all kind of nasty. They were foul again. Total shocker, I know. So I cleaned them off, left all of the spark plugs out, cranked the motor over, let it kind of air all the cylinders out, rechecked the distributor to confirm being at top dead on number 1, re-gapped all the plugs because they were all right around 45. They're supposed to be at 35, but they're at 35 now. Confirm fuel pressure. Getting good spark, clearly. I've triple checked to see where we're at on the distributor. And I've got spark. I know I'm getting air. Well, I'm going to call it a day. My brain has done all the braining that it's willing to do for the day, so I'm at a loss. I honestly don't know what else to do here. I know when I bought the motor, the junkyard I bought it from is also a mechanic shop, and the guy that owns it told me that he did the timing chain and the water pump about a year before the guy took the Suburban back down there because the fuel pump was bad, and he put the fuel pump in it. The guy that owned it, not the junkyard guy, but the guy that owned the Suburban. The fuel pump went out, and allegedly he put the fuel pump in it, but one of the connections was loose or something, and he got tired of screwing with it and didn't want to drop the tank again. Because I got underneath there with a rubber mallet and just knocked on the tank a few times, and it fired right up, and it ran great. So I know the timing is not an issue, the timing chain. Clearly, the distributor's not the problem. The carburetor's not the problem. I've got fuel to it. The plugs are clean. They're regapped. I kind of out of ideas here. Yeah. I hate feeling defeated. But for today, this is it. This is what we're doing. I might hit it again tomorrow. I might not. I don't know. Depends on how my day at work goes. Because if I have a decent day at work, I'll probably come home and tinker with it a little more, just as kind of a Hail Mary attempt to get to the car show on Saturday. But I might not make it with the truck this year. I'm still going down regardless. I'm still going to go down and make a video and walk around the park and get some food and, you know, spend a day in Moab. But I want to take this. I've done a little bit of stuff to it since the last time it was down there, and I want to show it, and I've got people that are expecting to see it there. So like I said, I may tinker with it tomorrow. I may just call it what it is and just drive something that's more fuel friendly than the comments down there. Yeah. If you guys have any suggestions or recommendations on what this could possibly be doing, please tell me, because I've every time I think I'm a good mechanic, this goddamn thing shows up to ruin my party. My ability to make old shit that I dig up in a field run is incredible, but my ability to make this hunk of shit run is not that. So thanks for sticking with me, guys. I was hoping that this video was going to have a better ending, like a happy ending, but it did not work that way, and I'm tired of dragging it out, so I'm just going to call it a night, go in the house, and eat some tacos and shower because I smell like fuel and bad decisions. So again, I know the timing is not the issue. I've cleaned and gapped the plugs. The distributor's new. I confirmed the spark. The carburetor's new. I've got fuel to it. I mean, I guess short of running a compression check, which actually isn't a bad idea. Maybe I'll do that now. Maybe I'll run a compression check on it just to confirm. Because if it's not making enough compression, I'm just going to wash my hands of this whole goddamn project. Anyway, I'm going to run a compression check, and I'm not going to do that on camera. But, yeah. Then, if you're at the Moab Car Show, hopefully I get to see you there, have a little bit of conversation. If you're not, you'll get to see the Moab Car Show right here on this channel whenever I get home and get it edited and all the stuff and things. So, yeah, I'm going to run a compression check real fast and then call it a day. So, thank you. I appreciate all of you guys watching and hanging out and, you know, commenting and doing all this stuff. It helps the channel. So, remember, guys, your dreams aren't going to work unless you're willing to. So, find a perfectly running vehicle and make it not that anymore. Love you, bye.